What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sean Thomas from the HQ Boys, back with another banger, and this week we're bringing you Controller Madness, brought to you by Manscaped. You guys know that March is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and Manscaped has been rocking with the HQ Boys for a long time, so they wanted us to tell you guys that if you go to manscaped.com/HQ and use code HQBoys, brand new code, you can get yourself a Perfect Package 3.0 kit and use that to trim your nuts and check for some lumps. You guys know that, statistically speaking, men 18 to 34 are at the highest risk for nut cancer.
That's everyone at this table.
True.
I'm in that window.
And I will say that this video, talking about video game controllers, I'm thinking there's like that Venn diagram's a circle of guys who should be checking their nuts.
Okay.
And if you don't know how to check yourself, you can go to manscaped.com/TCS, and they got videos on there. They got instructions. They even got a video of Big Nick jingling his little jangles.
Do they?
I sent it to him.
You
How did you get it?
I got cameras everywhere, bro. And if you want to check yourself, you can go to manscaped.com/HQ and use code HQBoys. Brand new code. Don't use the old one. I know you guys been fans since last April. That code's gone. It's dead to us now. Code HQBoys to get yourself 20% off and free shipping, the Perfect Package 3.0 kit. Check yourself. Stick around for this video. Let's get into it.
It's March, everybody. And just like last March when we did the Taco Bell Madness, it's time for Controller Madness. So we've got 16 minus a couple because we didn't have them of the best controllers of all time for your favorite video game consoles, and we're going to do a little ranking. We're going to put them up against each other, see who comes out on top as the N64 controller. Spoiler alert.
So like Nick said, unfortunately, we're showing up empty-handed to this round, but through the magic of video editing, Bobbin's going to pop 4 NES controllers in our hands right now. And
they're moving the way
they're
I'm
like
moving.
square, so you gotta remember you're like
Yeah.
holding it like this, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
true.
And they're like kind of small, so like you might
Yeah.
be like.
Can I tell you something I love about it?
yeah.
The color scheme.
Nick saying he loves the color scheme of anything should not count.
Now, can I make an argument?
All right.
I grew up a Sega Saturn kid.
Really?
Yeah. And Sega Saturn, just on the controller basis,
Yeah, that's all we're talking about this video.
ergonomically, a
Yeah.
million times better.
Absolutely.
Functionally, completely stupid. It's got like so many buttons that most games didn't use. Who's winning the duke out between Sega Saturn and NES?
I'm going with Saturn. Like,
I'm going
My
with
vote, I know I've lost, but my vote is for the NES controller because I love the way it looks.
okay.
And it is a much more iconic.
The Duke was goated, even
Duke-
though it was too big for my little baby
The
hands.
Duke was like a perfect size for my hand playing NFL Fever 2002 and Halo.
Wow.
That controller was not perfect for anyone.
No, it was-
not
I-
even Andre the Giant.
So it had a cool layout and everything. But dude, the black and white buttons up
They
here,
made no
top
sense.
right,
They made no
absolute
sense.
dog shit.
Yeah.
The Wiimote, it's like,
The Wiimote sucked ass.
it's and this is cool.
Can I say a good thing about the Wiimote, apart from everything about it, because it's great, is the nunchuck attachment.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're moving around, you're doing your chops
And
in
it's-
Zelda.
And it's called a nunchuck.
So for this round,
The
Nunchuck.
Duke beats the Wiimote.
I think the Duke and
I
the,
think
the,
the Duke
the
wins.
Wiimote was so not good that they had to come up with a separate attachment for the bottom, the Wii Motion Plus, that made it like a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
Man, I
and then
remember
they,
that.
They
Holy
made
shit.
that, and then they also just like straight up made new controllers, and they were like, these are the real controllers.
Surprise, surprise. I'm voting for the Wiimote here, but if you guys are voting for the Xbox, it seems like I'm voted
I have
out
a
again.
question.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why?
It's got the nunchuck, which I'm a big fan of.
So the worst thing about the Dreamcast controller, the cable is on the bottom.
It's
So you can't just like rest it.
Yeah.
Without
dude,
fucking
it
your
is
shit up.
truly horrible.
But the reason it wasn't on the top is because of the VMU, the greatest controller invention of all time. If anyone's familiar with the Resident Evil series, if you played Resident Evil on Dreamcast and you had the VMU, it showed your health on the fucking screen in the VMU.
Tell me about the VMU.
It's basically just
A
like
Tamagotchi.
yeah. So
Oh.
it's basically it's the memory card. It's the visual memory unit. You plug it into the top of
Yeah.
there, and the screen shows in that little in the box there.
the window.
And games would utilize that to like give you information.
No fucking
Yeah.
way the PS3 wins this. Are you kidding?
Well,
PS3 controller.
the 6-axis PS3 controller that weighed like 1 ounce.
It was
the
super
lightest controller, and you could snap it like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Dreamcast controller wins this round easily.
I do too, purely on like the innovation of the controller.
PS4
camera.
and the Nintendo Switch.
I have a pretty serious con for the PlayStation 4 controller is the battery life.
Ooh, okay.
Battery life on the PlayStation 4 controller is quite trash.
I think for the PlayStation 4 controller, I had the coolest experience with it that I've ever had with a controller, which was playing Destiny 1. You like go into this cave and the light kicks on, and like it shot on my console, and I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
That was really cool.
I'm honestly not a big fan of the light stuff, because if I'm like playing in the dark or whatever, it's just a little annoying to have this like light in my lap that I wish I could do away with.
I've definitely
but-
heard that as a complaint as well.
Yeah.
Something it really bothered me when I play on PC. It like shoots right at my monitor. I'm like, that's kind
Puts
of
a glare on your monitor. Yeah.
But you can disable it.
Yeah, I think if a game implements it well,
Yeah.
it's really fucking neat.
Yeah.
But much like the touchpad, if it's implemented well, really cool, really
Yeah.
neat. If not, kind of a dead. It's just another button.
Let's get into the Joy-Cons. I've got some good stuff to say about the Joy-Cons. I know you guys are gassed up on the DualShock 4, but how cool is it just how versatile these are? And it comes with the Switch, but two of them, like two people can play instead of having to
Yeah,
buy
that is
like
cool.
a bundle and you have to buy a whole other controller because you got a little sibling, you got a friend that wants to play, they don't have a Switch. It comes with them right here. And like I was saying, they come connected to the Switch. You can connect them to this little controller dock that I can't work right now. This little controller dock that they also give you for free, which is nice because some companies might do some weird shit and like
Like
make you buy
Nintendo.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not in this case.
Yeah.
They hit you with free this time.
And, like I was saying, motion controls are bad. These do have
A lot of them.
a lot of them, but better than trying to force a regular controller to do weird motion control.
So things I like about it, right? That it is two controllers, right?
Yeah.
Two people can play. What sucks about that? Playing it like that feels
Horrible.
like dog shit.
It's rough.
Those buttons on the inside are just like so trash.
The bumpers.
Those
I do genuinely, although like the battery life isn't like the greatest in the world, I do genuinely enjoy playing like this, and I think that's a really cool feature of it. Yeah,
You can just kind of lounge however
yeah,
you
you're
want.
kind of just like chilling or whatever.
I
and,
do
and-
enjoy thinking about Nick lounging like this.
Yeah, just
Dude,
like,
I'm kind of you're on the couch. You're on the couch
here.
playing like this.
This I have done this.
Yes.
move.
Yeah,
you can
This
literally
move
play
It's
I
so
do.
cool.
Now, I don't think you can talk about the Joy-Cons without talking about
the drift.
The drift.
Of course. So I haven't personally run into it, but I have a few friends,
Howie
and
does.
it's a bummer. It's a bummer when you pay. Are they 70 or are they 80?
They're $70.
I think they're 80.
I think they're 79. Right?
Yeah, because
Oh my
the
God.
Switch Pro. I think my vote is on the DualShock.
I'm going with DualShock.
Me too.
I'm going with the Joy-Cons.
Super Nintendo, and we've got the Sega Genesis.
But I'll tell you what, having never touched the Genesis controller until right now,
Yeah.
vastly prefer the Genesis controller.
Really?
Oh,
Whoa.
I did not think you were gonna say that.
Whoa,
Dude, the buttons are so big.
I prefer the Super Nintendo controller. It might be because that's what I personally grew up with. But something that I like about it is it introduced trigger, shoulder button. Something I always see. This feels like a cheap toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's definitely. I mean, the build quality is way lesser in that.
So SNES.
I think so.
SNES.
All right. How amazing is this thing?
Right? Sony's
couldn't
patented DualShock 2 controller.
The person with 3 hands could use this perfectly.
Loves that.
This thing, dude.
This thing right here
So-
screams 1997.
It also screams
Yeah.
Nintendo because
What
it's
a
like
good
fucked up.
This is another round that it's an iconic controller. It's so fucking stupid.
Dude, holding this controller, first of all, feels like dog shit.
Nightmarish.
Second of all, I'm realizing how absolutely dead this button is.
Yeah.
You, like,
Yeah. No,
Like-
it's really bad. And the
You got options. You could play like this. You could also play like this. You
Well,
put that-
depending on
No,
the
no,
game,
no,
no,
no.
usually it was
No.
one or the other.
it's
There
whatever
was-
the game makes you
Yeah,
use.
there was never-
Yeah.
The Rumble Pack.
You got the Rumble Pack, the controller pack, the transfer pack.
You know,
Although you couldn't really use any of them in tandem, so it was like, do I want Rumble or Star Fox, or do I want to be able to save my fucking game? It's
it's a PS2 controller.
I'm going with the Nintendo 64.
We know you are. Nick.
This is Nick's Jokification.
Xbox 360 versus
the Wii U.
Gamepad.
I have DualSense controller.
and the Nintendo GameCube controller, which is just such a
It is
work
a
of art.
mess.
It's something.
It's a mess.
It's a work
And
of
now,
art, man.
I will say this is probably the most imbalanced round we have.
thing is
Just from build quality alone, like this controller's a mess. The triggers are a mess.
The layout's a mess.
The buttons are weird, and I think my money is on this actually being my favorite controller I've ever held.
It is an
I would
impressive
put-
piece of technology.
It is like, it feels so good. It's got crazy tech in it, obviously, with like the triggers and the buttons and the way the light bar works, and just like the look of it is so sleek, and it just feels like the best controller. I don't know, the Pro controller is like pretty fucking good, but I just love this thing.
Yeah, as much as I do love the GameCube controller,
This thing
although
is
I
so
didn't
crazy.
own a GameCube growing up. I just bought one the last
did.
year. Yeah, I gotta go with the PS5 controller, the DualSense.
So Saturn versus an Xbox, an OG Xbox controller. We're now in the second round
We're in the second round.
of Controller Madness.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Sega
Saturn.
Saturn. Oh,
Dreamcast versus PS4. 3, 2, 1. Dreamcast.
PS4. Next. I mean, it was the
wasn't me.
last mistake Sega made.
Yeah, straight up.
What's the next one?
SNES and PlayStation 2.
3, 2, 1.
PS2.
Oh,
What did you say?
again.
PS2.
PS2.
Big
And you
Nick
want
and
to know
I
why?
said SNES.
I'll give you one reason.
Yeah.
The start button is a triangle. That is so good.
I'll tell you my reason what swayed me. I was going to go PS2, and then here's what swayed me. Is purely the innovation of what the controller is. This one hardly changed from the DS1.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a major leap.
Literally added 4 buttons over
Like,
the.
this is a major leap towards modern gaming with the shoulder buttons and...
You know,
I can.
I'll give it to you.
I can easily swing SNES.
Last up in the final matchup of the second round.
The Microsoft Xbox 360
Yeah.
versus the DualSense.
Yep. Do we want to do a 3, 2, 1 on
We got
it?
it.
Yeah.
We have to.
3, 2, 1. Xbox
Xbox
360.
360.
Yeah.
You too, PS5?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going
Or
360.
360. I'm just thinking, like, my hours played,
Sure.
the offset sticks.
Does that have anything to do with the controller? Okay,
It
there
has
we
nothing to do with the controller at all. I will say what the 360 controller did do was create the shape of the
go. Yeah.
It
the
definitely
best
Yeah.
feeling two-hold controller.
And I
think.
also think of like the PS5. The PS5 controller technically really only innovated on the pressure sensitivity.
But that is crazy. No, and the vibration. The rumble is
like the
is
rumble,
psychotic.
sure, yeah.
But the Joy-Cons did that, and you guys threw the Joy-Cons in the trash as soon as I
because
said
the
the letter
Joy-Cons-
J.
Because the Joy-Cons are broken. They
They literally break out of the box. Just for using them, they break. Technology's crazy.
just because this isn't an Xbox One controller, and there have been a couple of toss-ups, I'll give this one to the PS5.
Semifinals.
Yeah.
First up,
Yeah.
Sega Saturn, PlayStation 4.
3, 2, 1.
PlayStation 4. Can I say something? I am surprised Saturn made it that far.
Next up.
SNES,
SNES versus PS5.
versus PS5.
Watch me whip.
3,
2,
2, 1.
SNES.
Whoa!
I don't even want to bother arguing with these guys about it.
No, that's not the point of the video.
It is for me.
My argument for the SNES controller earlier was the innovation that it did.
Yeah.
But the innovation that the PlayStation 5 controller has done with
Still
the technology.
Still ergonomically iterative, though.
Ergonomically iterative.
Whereas the SNES was ergonomically and functionally innovative.
That's fair, but
And it looks sick.
It does not play nearly as nice as the PlayStation 5
it doesn't
controller.
feel it was more ergonomic than the block of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
NES.
It
But
was-
in terms
it was
of
still pretty. It was
but
still
in-
flat.
But in terms of ergonomics,
Like, it's the PlayStation.
The
I-
PlayStation.
you know what? I think.
So in the interest of time, my vote is back on the SNES controller. Let's go to the next one.
I hate this!
Final round.
3, 2, 1.
SNES.
Oh,
SNES,
DualShock
everybody.
4.
DualShock 4.
Fuck you guys.
No, fuck you.
Dude, here's what I'll say.
Yep.
Because of its simplicity, nothing about it is annoying. You can't get annoyed by the light bar. You can't get annoyed by the touchpad. It's just got some buttons. So if you guys want this to
watching
win,
you bend it.
Listen, this shit has this is what 91, 92. This is a fucking 30-year-old controller.
And look at
we're
it.
good.
Pristine.
We're good. We're in good shape.
yeah, I mean that being the DualShock 4 definitely not standing the test of time.
Yeah, especially
I feel
not with
like. Not with the
unfortunately
DualSense
not
out.
with that battery.
Especially
Also
not
not
one
with that
that I've
battery.
used.
Yeah, not with that battery life.
Yeah.
That lithium ion's gonna go in a couple of years.
Okay, so we're saying the best controller
Ever
made
is the SNES
is the
controller.
SNES
Yes.
controller.
That's right.
I think we are.
And Nintendo comes out on top. As it
After all of
should. all of its
that
shortcomings, which were criminal.
I was gonna say,
know
there's a controller I definitely like using way more than
if
that
you told me there was
fucking
something better, the thing that I'm thinking of, I would do.
Is it this?
No.
Get that thing the fuck out of here.
It's not this?
It's not this.
But I think
The actual best controller ever made is a keyboard and mouse.
trusty
Shout out
keyboard and mouse.
Yes.
PC Master Race flash on the
Let's
screen
go.
right now. Steam said no, that actually sucks. We're gonna make the Steam controller
And this thing, can we agree that it
nightmarish.
is the worst controller?
Nightmarish, devilish. Well, everybody, what do you guys think at home? Do you think the SNES controller is the best
No,
controller
I
ever
think
made?
the keyboard and mouse is.
Do you think the keyboard and mouse is better than that? Do you think, rightfully so, the DualSense is amazing? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like what we're doing here, you can go to manscaped.com/HQ and use code HQBoys to get yourself the perfect package 3.0 kit. Because like I said at the beginning, it's Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Everybody at this table, I need to know that you guys are good. Go
I
home.
checked. I
I
chilling.
checked. I'm good. I check every other shower or whatnot, just because I had that scare almost a year ago. So
frequently.
I checked all 3 of my balls today.
But if you're like Big Nick and you got 3 lumps down there, go to manscaped.com/HQ and use code HQBoys to check yourself out. And please like, comment, subscribe in the video. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.